We're going to take the last example and build upon it. This time, we're going to owner draw a list view, and we're going to separate it into multiple files, make it a little easier to manage and a little bit more professional. The major takeaway from this is it is very easy, but yet very clean and very professional. Let's take a look. So, first things first, this is an end-to-end video. I know you're probably sick of hearing that, but you are going to see every little mistake I make. So, cute QML file, and we're going to make something called a color delegate. Remember, again, when you see the word delegate, that means we're going to be rendering something. And let's go in here. And I'm going to just copy and paste some notes. So delegate controls how each item in the model is rendered. Just a reminder. We're going to change this guy to component. And let's call this color delegate. I'm going to actually change that to a lowercase c so it doesn't get super confused on us here. And we're going to make an item. We want a width. We'll say 180 and a height of 40. Row. Let's go ahead and do a spacing of 5. And let's make a rectangle here. And let's call this a color box. Pretty self-explanatory. This is where we're going to actually render the color here. And we're going to say width 10, height 10, color. Now this is where things are going to get a little bit confusing. I'm going to say code, and you're looking at this going, whoa, 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 whoa. Where'd you get this code? And I'm going to put behind this from the model. Because remember, a delegate determines how things are rendered. The model is determining what is rendered. So we're getting the color from the model. All right, a little bit of leap of faith on our part there. And I'm going to say border.color. Let's go with black. Black is like one of my favorite colors of all time. Border.width 1. All right, now we want to actually put some sort of text display there. So I'm going to say text. And here we're going to go right there, bang. And I'm going to say, I want it in bold because I want to do some HTML inline here, just to show that we can actually do that. Name. Now, where are we getting name from? Again, name is coming from the model. So the major takeaway from this is we're making a component. Component is a wrapper around items and components. And, well, we're going to determine how the items in the model are rendered. But we have no model yet, so let's switch gears here. And let's actually make a model. So I'm going to add new, QML file. And I'm going to say, you guessed it, color model. Next, finish. Paste some notes. Model determines what data is in the list. And I'm going to change this to list model. ID, and I'm going to say color model. I'm going to change that to a lowercase so it doesn't get super confused on us. And I'm going to do the first one, then I'm just going to copy and paste some stuff in. So I'm going to say list element. And the elements are the individual items, pretty self-explanatory, but now we need to actually define our model. And looking at our delegate, pretty obvious, we need at least a code and at least a name because we're getting those from the model. Let's jump back here. Let's say name, and our name is going to be black. And our code is going to be, and we're going to actually do the hex code here. Oops, need one more 0. There we go. The major issue we had last time is if we used a hex code, it was just going to print the hex code. It wouldn't say this is black. It wouldn't like auto-translate it. So now we've got a model with a name and a code. Very, very cool. Off the screen, I'm going to grab some data, paste it in just so you don't have to watch me type all that. But we're going to mix and match. White hex code, red friendly name, blue friendly name, green, so on and so on. And you can just add this out infinitely if you wanted to. From here, going to jump into our main, going to copy and paste some notes and actually our controls. Again, if you're wondering where we get that version from, that's just the version I'm using. That is actually determined by the minimum version when you made your project. So you could do a higher version, but then you might have some conflicts. Now, super simple. Let's just go ahead and say we want the list view. And let's call this ID list view. And we'll give that a lowercase so it doesn't get all mad at us. Now I'm going to anchors, fill, and we're going to fill the entire parent. But we don't want it right up on the edges. And I'll show you what I mean here in just a second. So first things first, we want our delegate. How are we going to actually render this? And I'm going to say, use our color delegate that we just made. Well, we need to hand it a model now. So our model is going to be, you guessed it, the color model that we just created. Save run. This is going to look horrible, but we'll fix it in a second. You can see how it's just right up there. Uh-oh. We got a boo-boo too. Cute quick text. Let's figure out what's going on here. First things first, let's actually position this correctly. So I'm going to say anchors. And I want margins 20. Save run. Now we've got a nice 20 pixel margin around the edge. And we've got all the functionality baked right in here. So it scrolls like a list view. Let's go ahead and figure out this Q quick text. I think I know what's going on, but let's figure it out. So we're going to go into our delegate. All right, what is going on here? Let's take a look. Okay, sometimes the answers are just very obvious and slapping you in the face here. So let's save and run. I'll show you what's going on here. Q quick text. I'm sitting here looking at this going, why is that displaying a text? Look at our ID. Name. It's literally trying to print this out. All right, so easy fix. Let's say color name is the ID. Now it should work. It's going to pull that out of the model. That was unintentional, but I'm actually glad that happened because that might have confused some folks. Now it should just work. Yep, name black, name white, name red. Again, if you're confused where that QQuick text came from, that's actually the component name of a text. So if we just, let me kill that. If we take this, this is basically what's going on. We're printing out the ID, or trying to. So here's the object and here's the memory location. Let's fix this again. Name, again, if you're wondering where we're getting the color and the name from, that's coming from our model. Name, color for each element. Very cool, very easy. Also displays just how freaking powerful and awesome QML is. Once you start really getting to this level and you start encroaching on intermediate and advanced land with QML, you just realize just how insanely cool this technology really is.